It says that I'm live. It says that everything is working properly. Let me just check the audio and we'll get the lesson started in about 38 seconds or so. I just want to make sure everything is working the way that it's supposed to. Sounds good. Everything looks good out here. I think we'll be able to start in about 20 seconds or so. Let me just check one other thing before I do get... No, yeah, we're good. That's awesome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the outdoors. Excuse me, clearing my throat there. 3, 2, 1. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this live outdoor English lesson. As you can see, I'm outside. You'll notice in the thumbnail I was wearing the shirts, but I did go in and put on this jacket because it's a little cooler than I expected today. It's about 13 degrees Celsius out here. For a day in early June, that's a little bit cool. It's a little crisp out here this morning would be another way to describe it. But hey, welcome to this live English lesson. Before we get started, a couple things. One, I did hook up the other camera this morning, so I am able to switch to a view of the river for you. It looks like the colors might be a bit off. It looks very green when I look at it. It's not quite that green. And you can actually see Walter way out there in the distance. I wasn't sure if he was going to appear on the lesson today, but there he is, a little black dot laying out in the grass there. But hey, welcome to this English lesson. A couple things. I do want to say hi to all the people who are here in the chat. It's good to see you. I do want to welcome anyone who's new. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately. So if you're new to this channel, I do live English lessons every Friday morning. And right now, once a month, I do another live English lesson on a Saturday morning like this. So welcome. You'll be able to ask me a question using the form. There is a link in the description. And Todd and Dave will be adding the link to the chat as well. By the way, if you're new here as well, I do not answer questions from the chat. Okay, so if you want to participate in the chat, it's a great place to talk to other English learners. But if you have a question, please do use the form. I think we should get started. I wanted to mention one other thing. Occasionally, you might see something white drift by me. It's not snowing here. The willow trees have little white poofy things that are flying off of them. So occasionally one might fly by or land on me. It's not snow. Let me let you have a look at the great outdoors again while I look for the first question. There should be some question coming up soon. Let me get the first question on the screen here. Here we go. From Ruslan, hello, dear teacher Bob. How are you, sir? Versus time, Game of Thrones or The Lord of the Rings? Have a nice weekend. I really enjoyed the Lord of the Rings movies. I read the books when I was a kid. I read the books again when I was in my late teens. And I read The Hobbit at least again when I was in my late 30s. So I should read The Lord of the Rings again. Or am I getting them mixed up? So I would choose Lord of the Rings. I love the movies as well. I went to all of them with my brother-in-law. Whenever we were visiting each other, we would go see a movie while Jen and her sister did other things. So that was a lot of fun. From Azam, hi Bob, good evening from Iran. Would you someday share some footage of your newly bought kayak on the river? So there is a river behind me. We did buy 2 kayaks actually, and we have gone kayaking a few times. It's new for me. It's easier than I thought in the sense that I didn't fall over, but it's harder than I thought in the sense that it takes a lot of muscle power to power a kayak. So yes, I will show some footage at some point of me out in a kayak. We'll see how that will go. Let's see here for the next question. From Renata, hello Bob, I don't have any questions today. I just want to congratulate you on your channel reaching 1 million subscribers. You deserve it. I hope it continues to grow. It is definitely still growing. I don't know what's happening right now, but one of my older videos is getting a lot of views every day. So I'm getting a lot of new subscribers, and I'm very happy about that. It's kind of fun to see the channel become quite successful. Let's see here. From Andre. Andre, I'm just going to check the audio for a sec here. just to make sure. Looks good. Andre says, what's the difference between the cars are missing and the cars are pending? Please pronounce and explain conservatorship. And I enjoy play or playing guitar. So I enjoy playing guitar. I enjoy... Yeah, so you almost always say, I enjoy playing guitar. I can't think of a time when I would say to play. He's going to play the guitar tomorrow, and he enjoys playing guitar. Let me back up, though. Conservatorship. That's a very formal word. I'm going to have to look it up. I think it has to do with conservatorship, being responsible for someone else. It's the appointment of a guardian to protect someone who is not able to manage their own daily life affairs or finances. So I think Britney Spears, her dad had a conservatorship, so he could control her finances. Kind of strange. And then to back up, the cars are missing means the cars were here and now they're gone. The cars are pending. Let's say you ordered 3 new cars from a car dealership, and they would say, okay, the cars they're kind of pending. They'll be here in 3 weeks. So missing means they're just not there. Like they were there and they're gone. But pending means they are going to arrive at some point. Hey, I'm going to pause and say hi to the 409 people who are watching. Welcome to this live English lesson. I'm slowly working my way through the questions. As I do that, I try my best to answer them as best as possible. Sometimes the questions are tricky, but sometimes they're very, very easy for me. I like the hard ones, though. They're kind of fun. And as I say that, and as you enjoy the view of the river, let me get the next question up on the screen. Next question is from Judith. Hi, Bob. If you were to undergo the toughest training, would you choose the training of U.S. Navy Air Force or the U.S. Air Force? So I think the toughest training is to become a Navy SEAL or an Army Ranger. And I can't think of I think for the Marines, it might be Delta Force. All of my knowledge about the U.S. military is from movies and television shows. If I was to undergo the toughest training, I would want to go for Navy SEAL training. I think that is supposed to be one of the most challenging things to do. Next question from Gizmo. Great question, Judith, by the way. Gizmo, hi, Teacher Bob. How are you? Is there a difference between the phrase, come what may, and rain or shine? Thanks. No, I think there's a slight difference. If I say, we're going to go to the baseball game, come what may, yeah, that does mean the same as rain or shine. It means you're going to do something no matter what happens. I'm going to do this lesson, come what may. If the wind goes up to 100 kilometers an hour, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this lesson, rain or shine. So even if something weird happens, I am going to do this lesson. Let's see here. Natalia has the next question. To be a bit long in the tooth, to be over the hill, mean to be old. What age are they referring to? So over the hill used to mean like over 40, but I don't think people over 40 seem that old anymore. I think over the hill is more close to 50. Let's get another opinion on this. Meaning of over the hill. So old and past one's prime. So is 40 still over the hill, or is it now 50? It says most sites say that when you turn 40, you're over the hill. But in this day and age, it seems like 50 is a better age. So some people are in agreement with me. Let's get to the next question here. Fozan, hi, Mr. Bob. Can you teach about parts of speech? I might do a lesson on this someday, but most of the lessons I do, I really enjoy doing lessons where I teach common phrases or I teach everyday English. I don't focus a lot on creating lessons about grammar, but I will do a few. I did some on verb tenses in the past. And I don't know if you remember this. I promised that I would make a video about every verb tense, and I only did like 6, and then I didn't do any more. I should get back to that maybe at some point. Let's see here. Next question is from Mahmoud. Do you have a paid channel where we can make conversation with you? Thanks, boss. So I don't. So people teach English online for a variety of reasons. Some English teachers on YouTube will offer a course. Some will offer one-on-one conversation practice. I don't. I make lessons that I think will be useful. I like to do a live lesson once a week on Fridays, and I like to do this live lesson. But I'm not that interested in creating a course or in having one-to-one conversations because I still have a job. I still go to work every day and I teach high school. So what I've always said, Mahmoud, is someday when I'm semi-retired or retired, I might do that. I'm not sure if I will or not. Let me just check something. Yes, here we go. Let's get to the next question. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little copying and pasting here for this one because I don't want to be tricked. Sometimes people trick me. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to skip the next one and we'll put this one on the screen. Here we go. From Jenny. Hello, Bob. What is the difference between the words? I'm going to add a the in there. The words fascinating and intriguing. In a dictionary of my language, they both refer to the same word. They are very much the same. You might find this English lesson fascinating. That means that you think it's interesting and cool and you like it. You might find it intriguing. That means you find something about it that you really like. So they do definitely mean pretty much the same thing. I would use them interchangeably. From Jazbir. Hello, sir. Please upload some videos having phrasal verbs and thanks for helping us. Well, I actually have a few videos with phrasal verbs. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. One of them is actually quite popular. It's where I act out the phrasal verbs. And I'm also planning to do another one coming up soon. It's a secret, though. I won't tell you exactly what the topic is. But yes, there will be more phrasal verb videos coming up in the next little while. Let's see here. Next question is from Amanj. Hello, best teacher. How are you doing? I really envy you that you sat down in 13 degrees today. In my country, it was 46. I was almost melting. I am not looking forward to July and August. I don't enjoy those super hot temperatures. Now, it doesn't get that hot here, but it does get warm. Hey, I do want to thank AngW for becoming a member. You'll see in the chat that AngW has become a member. Thank you very much. I know there were a few people before the live stream started that joined as members as well. Thank you, AngW. It helps me a lot when people become members. If you want to know more about membership, there is a link below that says join, and you can get some more information from it. Let's see here. From Lolly Lolly is the next question. Bonjour, Bob. I heard I am going to be talking about, but shouldn't we say I am going to talk about instead? Merci, Bob. They're the same, actually, and we say both. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about dogs. Today I am going to talk about dogs. We would use both, and I don't know why. The second one is more efficient and might be more correct, but you'll hear both. I am going to be talking about dogs today. I am going to talk about dogs today. You will hear both of them, definitely. Let's see here. Next question from Yaroslav. Morning, the wisest teacher Bob. Hope you're fine. How to make students learn a new vocabulary effectively and relatively quickly. Thanks. So what I do in my classes, I teach French, for those of you that don't know. I try to make sure that we don't just learn the word on one day. Usually I will introduce new vocabulary on a Monday. We might use flashcards or some other online service like Quizlet, and we'll practice the words. Then we'll read a story that was specifically made using those vocabulary words. The next day we'll listen to that story. The Thursday we'll practice the words again, and on the Friday we'll have a quiz. So I like to make sure that there's multiple ways of using the words. Usually we have a conversation with them, there's a story with them, they do some listening, and all that together really, really helps. Repetition is just really helpful, right? Sala says, hello, favorite teacher Bob. We want you to tell us a story or a funny situation that happened to you, and thank you. So a funny situation that happened to me. Let me see, a funny situation. Well, the other night, this isn't funny, it's more stressful. The other night I had to go and pick my mom up because we were going to see a choir at my school. And when I left, I realized my van had no gas. And then the gas station that's closest to me, the pumps weren't working. So that's kind of a funny situation, I guess. Not totally funny, more stressful than funny. Let's see here. Next question is from, I can't pronounce the name. It's not Apple the Frog. That's who I'm trying to think. Sorry, I can't figure out the name. It's a fun code probably. Hi, Bob. Can you pronounce caveat, exacerbate, agroecology, ecosystem, and freeganism? Have a good one. So I'm not familiar with freeganism. It's probably some way of living where you try to get everything for free. But caveat, you can say caveat as well. But I think when people say it quickly, they say caveat. Exacerbate, agroecology, ecosystem, and freeganism. There you go. Pronunciation of all of them. Natalia from Chile. Hello, dear teacher. Did you vote for the elections? Yes, I went out and voted on Thursday. And we have the same premier for our province as we did before. He was reelected. I want to know, what exactly is a suffragette? Is it used nowadays? Thanks. So my understanding is a suffragette was a woman in the early part of the century in the United States who was fighting for the right to vote. So, and it can be other countries as well. Let's get a woman seeking the right to vote through organized protest. So I haven't heard the word a lot lately, probably because women in Canada and the United States have had the right to vote for a very long time. So it's not a common thing to hear, but I think in some countries they might still have women who you would call suffragettes. So it's an older word, and I simply say that because we don't use the word much anymore because we don't need to. So suffragette. Shen has the next question. Hi, Teacher Bob. If I am able to understand your lesson at 2x speed, what level do I have, B1 or B2? Thanks in advance. So first of all, when you rate your level, you are rating your level only for listening when you do that. So you might have a B1 or B2 level. If you can listen to me at 2x speed, I think you have a B2 level for listening. That doesn't mean you are a B2 level for speaking or for reading or for writing. So you have to be careful because sometimes people want to say, oh, my English level is B2. But they only are a B2 for listening and can't speak very well. So that's what I would say is your level for listening. But that's not an official test, right? From Janith. Hi, Bob, sir. I'm from Sri Lanka. I tried to connect with you through Skype, so I sent you some messages because I like to chat with a native speaker, meaning of banister. So I don't have one-on-one conversations. It's not because I don't want to. I simply don't have time in my life. I do still have 5 kids, 4 that live at home. I do still work every day. Jen and I run a flower farm. Part of my plan to teach English doesn't include one-on-one conversations. So sorry about that. And a banister is like a handrail on a stairs. From Miracle. Hello, teacher. Hope you're okay. Have you ever gone fishing? If yes, did you enjoy it? Thanks for your lesson. So I'm wondering, because I now have a kayak and because I live on the river, which you can see via the other camera I just linked in, maybe I should try fishing again. I haven't done a lot of fishing. My brother did a little more fishing when we were younger, so I did watch him fish. But maybe I should take some time now that I have a small kayak to do a bit of fishing. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if it interests me. We'll see. I wonder if it's the kind of thing where when you try it, you like it, and then you keep doing it. So I will see what I can do. Next question from Ario. Oops, wrong click there. Hello, Mr. Bob. 10 p.m. in the evening. Oh, yes. Great. Big time change. Question, why do people in the West countries watch any anime with English dubs? Some people enjoy watching it in Japanese as Japanese learners. When I watch foreign television shows, when I watch TV or movies from another country, I like to have the English subtitles on. I don't like it when they dub English over top of the original. I like to hear the original language and read the English. So I think it's just preference a little bit. Some people prefer one over the other. Next question from Apple. Hi, Bob. How are you? Hope you are having a good day. My question is, what's the difference between want and wanted? Thanks for your answer and have a nice day. So I want to do a live stream right now, so I'm doing a live stream. Yesterday, I wanted to do a live stream. So one is simply the past tense. But you should know that want can also be used as a noun. Like you can have a want. So I have a want, and that is that I like to eat. So that's something you should look it up in a dictionary to get the good definition. And as well, wanted can be used to describe someone that they are looking for. Like this person is wanted by the police. Hopefully that explanation made some sense for you. Levi has the next question. Hi, I've been listening to your lessons for only 2 weeks, and my listening in English has improved so much that I am amazed at how much I understand. Why does it happen? It could be that you've crossed a certain line in your learning. It could be that you're simply understanding me a lot better than other English speakers. So make sure you're watching other YouTubers as well. But it could simply be that you've worked hard for a long period of time and something's just clicked in your head. That's how we describe it sometimes. Maybe it's just working for you now. That could be. Let's see here. From Nat, the next question. Hi, Mr. Bob. Good to see you here again. Can you pronounce caress and careless? Is there a difference? Thank you and have a nice weekend. So a caress is when you touch someone lightly, usually someone that you like. You might caress their cheek. So it means you touch them lightly, possibly in a romantic way. And when you're careless, it means you're not careful. Okay, if I was to put my cup on top of my van and drive away, that would be careless because it would probably fall off and might cause an accident. But when two people love each other, sometimes they'll touch in certain ways. One ways that they might touch is they might caress, which is a light romantic touch. Thank you and have a nice weekend. Same for you, Nat. Same to you, Nat. I hope you have a great weekend. Dr. Imad says, hi, Bob. How are you? Soon after a few months, I'll move to Canada. My question is, where is the best warm place in Canada to live? Thanks in advance. So the warmest place to live in Canada is probably Victoria or Vancouver, BC. So if you move to British Columbia at the southernmost point, that's probably one of the warmest places to live in Canada. So I would recommend that you head there if you're looking for a warmer place. Otherwise, I live in the Niagara Peninsula, close to the city of Hamilton, close to Niagara Falls. It's somewhat warm here, but it does get a bit cool in the winter. Certainly, if you move to Quebec City, Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, or Edmonton, it's going to be very, very cool in the winter. Those are our coldest cities. Let me get the next question lined up. By the way, we will have members only chat in just a little bit. Next question is from Alanur. Hi, from Saskatoon. Hi, Alan. I need to have a strong vocabulary. We're just going to leave the word power out and make sentences faster. Of course, when I come to the table for learning, I fall asleep. Well, that's one of the first problems. There are many things that you can do to be a better learner. One simple one is to eat healthy, exercise, and get a good night's sleep. Being alert means that your brain is ready to learn. But I think one of the other things you can do is just keep working at it. Hopefully you are enrolled in classes. There are a lot of classes for people to learn English in Canada. Hopefully you found one and you are able to stay awake. Next question from Betty Lou. Hi, the cutest teacher Bob. Which one do you prefer? Sweet popcorn or salty popcorn? Not a very serious question. Have a lovely day. But it's a good question, though. I like what's called caramel corn. So it's popcorn that has like a brown sugary coating, which is called caramel. So I like caramel corn, and they actually sell something called Chicago Mix at one of the stores by me, which is popcorn with cheese on it, and then popcorn cheese powder, and then popcorn with caramel on it, caramel corn. Very, very, very yummy. So I do like sweet more than I like salty. I see a few people asking questions in the chat. It must be that you are new here. Generally, we use chat to have fun English conversations with each other. I do not answer questions from the chat. There is a form, and I just methodically go through the questions and answer as many as I can. Right now, there are 12 more questions for me to answer. So if you ask your question using the form, I will be more likely to answer it. Next question from Gung Lao. Hi, Bob. How do you overcome the shy or nervousness that you have when speaking, facing the camera, or public? You just do it a lot. I have a secret superpower, though. Not really a superpower. My secret for that is that I have been teaching for over 20 years. So it has been my job to talk to people since like the mid 90s. So for me, talking to a camera or talking to a group of people is second nature. In English, when you say something is second nature, it means it comes very easily to you because you have a lot of experience doing it. So that's what I would say my secret is. Let me get the next question here. Next question. It's from Shin. What difference between the phrasal verb go off and go on? It's the same meaning, but used in different contexts, right? Like alarm goes off, not go on. Yes, and they have multiple meanings. So it's difficult for me to explain all of them because I can say, I'm going to go off and look for some mushrooms in the forest. I'm going to go off and find my own way home. I can say, I'm going to go on the train, or I'm going to go on and on when I'm talking. So this is probably not the best place for me to describe them. I could do a whole lesson on those two phrasal verbs because they have so many meanings. But you are correct. An alarm will go off. We might even say, though, I set my alarm to go off at 6 a.m. And yeah, okay, you are correct. Alarm will go off. I was just thought there might be a slightly different meaning, but there's not. Freddie, the Frenchie, says, Bob, are Oscar and Walter next to you? No. So Oscar is actually sleeping right over there, and Walter is right beside him. So no, they are having their late morning dog snooze. Little dog nap. I wondered afterwards if, as in French, there were different words between cheveux and poil. Thanks. Not sure. Not really. Like, we would say when you grow your facial hair, I thought of a few more words yesterday. Like, when you grow your facial hair, you might call it stubble. And I'm trying to think. That's a good question. Let me just check something for a sec to see if there are other versions of... Oh, my keyboarding skills are going downhill. Yeah, so, well, we do say that people are furry sometimes. We don't often describe people that way, but no, I would say that in English, we generally use the word hair. That is probably the most common word to use. By the way, Freddie is referring to this lesson that I did yesterday, which will be coming out in a shorter form in a few hours, actually, in about 12 hours, I think. You'll see that one. Okay, let me get the next question from Dennis or Denny. Hi, Bob. Could you please give some explanations on such phrase patterns like pop open, flip open, and similar? Is it an adjective and verb construction? Thanks. Sometimes they're phrasal verbs. Sometimes it's a verb with an adjective or an adjective attached or preposition. But generally in English, we do use these types of combinations. So I can open my... Here, let me make this bigger for you. I can open this. I can also open up my cup. I can open my cup or I can open up my cup. They mean the same thing. If this was to go in this action, I would flip open or I would flip up the lid. So let me get back to the question here. So flip open or flip up. So it's just the weird way that English works. I wish we had a simpler system for verbs and verb conjugations. But yeah, sometimes we have adjective phrases or we have prepositional phrases and phrasal verbs that all make things a bit confusing. What am I doing here? I am going to turn on members only chat. Give me one moment. By the way, when I do live lessons, every time we do, sorry, I just have to cough for a sec. That's better. I do live English lessons. I do a portion of the lesson where members are allowed to ask questions directly in the chat. Lolly in the chat says, in France, it's sunny and warm in my area. By the way, if you're not a member, stick around. The lesson will continue. Some of the questions that my members will ask will be quite valuable for you as well as an English learner. And I will keep answering questions from the forum. Let me get another one up as I wait for questions from the chat. So Edgar says, what do you think is the most difficult accent English to learn? I think Scottish is hard to learn. I think an Irish English accent is very difficult. I think those are the two. But, you know, if you live there long enough, you will just naturally start using it. Okay, questions from the chat. From Betty Lou. Hi, the cutest teacher Bob. Question 1. Where is your happy place? Question 2. Can you share some tips on making tough decisions? Thanks so much for that. Number 1, my happy place is to be at home when everything for the week is done. So usually around Saturday afternoon and most of Sunday, I'm very happy because I have nothing on my plate. In English, when you have something on your plate or have a lot on your plate, it means you're busy. So that would be it. And then, can you share some tips on making tough decisions? Make the decision right away, as soon as possible. Do some research, think about the best thing to do, and then make the decision. The worst thing I think you can do is take days or weeks to make a decision. I mean, for some people, that's a good idea. For me, it's not. I make decisions very quickly based on really good research. So if I need to decide what car to buy, I research it for 1 or 2 days. I decide what I want and I move forward. Sometimes I talk to people too. Yaroslav says, how is your flower farm? Just wish you a good summer season. So far, so good. We had a nice rain the other day. Everything is growing very quickly. This cooler weather is actually nice because it slows down the production of the flowers a bit. We don't want all of the peonies, which are blooming right now, to be ready over a 3-day period. It's nicer when we have 7 or 10 days to harvest them. Freddie Wolf says, hi, Bob. It's always a pleasure to listen or watch your lessons. Without any doubt, that helped myself to improve my English in a grade never reached so far in my life. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for that. You are very welcome, Freddie. De rien. That's what I would say. It's my pleasure to help you do that. Audie the Thai. Hello, Teacher Bob. There are no boats passing by your home today. Take care, sir. So it's not a holiday weekend. Excuse me. It's not a holiday weekend. And it's also a little early in the season for camping. People will start camping in about 2 or 3 weeks. The reason for that is that school is still in session. Kids are still going to school Monday through Friday. Once school is done for the summer, you'll see boats go by a lot more often because more people will be camping. We should look at the river while we do this. Lolly says, witty joke and funny joke, same meaning? Merci. So witty and funny are similar, but witty usually means that you're also kind of smart. Like the witty joke shows that you're intelligent when you make the joke. And we would use funny joke a lot more often. That was a funny joke. That joke was hilarious. Anuat, hi, Teacher Bob. What's the difference between any given point in time and in no time? Thanks. So something can happen at any given point in time. That means it could happen who knows when. During my live lesson, a boat could go by at any given point in time. Okay. Today, there doesn't seem to be any, but at any given point in time, a boat could go by. That means I don't know when exactly a boat would go by, but it could happen. In no time means like really quickly, like, oh, he unloaded the groceries in no time. It means that the person did it very, very fast. Rod, the English teacher. Hey, Rod, good to see you. Dear Mr. Bob, I am back to the live streams. I hope you're back as well. Have a great weekend, everyone. You too, Rod. I hope you're having a good time. Good to see you back and to see you again. Zeev says, hi, the smartest teacher, Bob. What kind of dog is Walter? So he is chocolate lab and then a couple other kinds of dog that we don't know. So we're not 100% sure what he is, but he's definitely a lab, like a not a, I'm trying to think, like Labrador. Sorry, that's the word. He is a lab. Okay, let me see here. Lolly says, merci, Bob. De rien. Betty Lou says, hi, the cutest teacher, Bob. Question, how would you describe humanity to aliens? A crazy bunch of people that all do what they want, and somehow we still have a civilization. That's how I would describe it. Question 2, what are you looking forward to the most in the following months? Stay hydrated. I'm looking forward to summer vacation. I'm really looking forward to some time off from school. And I'm looking forward to working a little harder on my YouTube channel. I have a few videos where I need a bit more time to record them, so I'm looking forward to having a bit more time. Eugene from Etobicoke says, hi, Mr. Bob, do you ever try to eat dumplings? Yes, we actually have a place in a town close to me where they have really good dumplings, all kinds of different types of dumplings, and they are very, very yummy. I love them. And I like all the different sauces that you can use with them. Excuse me. I'm not sure why. I do not have a sore throat anymore. I have a little tickle in my throat, so I'm sorry that I keep coughing every once in a while. Freddie Wolf. In my area, it's sunny with 28 degrees Celsius this afternoon after a rainy storm this morning. We will have 3-day weekend with the Pentecost Day. That's cool. 3-day weekends are a lot of fun. So I'm jealous, Freddie, that you have a 3-day weekend. That's very, very cool. Okay, let me see here. Let's go Rivercam for a sec. Audie is talking to Anuant. Brent from Speak English with This Guy says, when is your last day? Mine is June 17th. We have a half day. So my last official day of teaching is June 17th, and then we do have exams after that still. I know in the United States, schools are usually done a week or two before we are. So that's my last official day of teaching. And then graduation, exams, all that stuff yet. Eugene says, I will go to the U.S. to review my Nexus card and APEC business travel card in the next week. I will pass by your house area. Very cool. Honk when you go by. So let me get another question from the forum. This is from My Name is Paula. Hello, teacher. Nice day on the weekend. It is a nice day, isn't it? It's a beautiful day out here. You can even hear birds. As I say that, a motorcycle is going by and 3 sports cars. I think, too bad I don't have a camera on the road. Those are very nice sports cars. I will not own cars like that. Please make a video with many idioms used common in life. I think I've made a few, but I will make a few more videos on idioms in the future. That would be a lot of fun. Ang W says, hi, Bob. The words allure and tempt are synonyms. What's the difference? So when you say that something has a lot of allure, it means it's very attractive to you. When something tempts you, it means it's very attractive to you. Notice it's a slightly different thing, though. One is an action. Something tempts you. So you're tempted by the chocolate cake. But you could say that, that dress you've been wanting to buy has a lot of allure, meaning that you like how it looks. Official meaning of allure, the quality of being powerfully and mysteriously attractive or fascinating. So you could say, oh, that new dress in the shop window has a lot of allure. Let's see here. Forget where I am in the list. Audie says, are dumplings the same as egg rolls? I will let Eugene answer that question. I am not an expert. If you had a question about hot dogs, hamburgers, or pizza, I would be able to answer it. Wanda says, hi, Teacher Bob. Just a commentary. I'm watching Martin Doulard, and I'm loving his videos. So Martin Doulard is a YouTuber who lives in northern Italy. He's originally from Holland, and he's renovating some old buildings in Italy. I find his YouTube channel fascinating, so I recommended it to my members in the mailing or in the week at a glance that I put out each Monday. So I'm glad to hear, Wanda, that you are enjoying it. Betty Lou, hi, the cutest teacher Bob. Question 1, when was the last time you felt you had a new lease on life? I think after I had heart surgery and when I started to feel a lot better. I was super happy about that. Also, a long time ago, I was a smoker, like way long ago when I was younger. And when I stopped smoking, a month or two later, I felt like I was much healthier. So Question 2. What's the most annoying noise for you? Like someone scratching a chalkboard is annoying, but any repetitive sound will bother me. So if I did this, that would bother me. If a student was tapping their desk, that would bother me. Freddie says you need to ask Oscar to chase the cat in your throat. Yes, I need to get Oscar to help me clear my throat. So he does not look like he wants to do that. This tea is really helping a lot, though. Let me do another question from the form, and then I'll do a few more members, and we'll get back to the rest of the question. Nicole says, hi, Bob. I'd like to know what's the difference between assume, guess, and suppose. They have the same meaning, but in which a situation I could use them. So I'll give you example sentences. If you if you didn't know me, you might assume that I'm mean because I have really short hair. If I wasn't smiling, you might assume that I'm a mean person, but I'm not. So when you assume something about someone, you're guessing a little bit that they are a certain way, but they might not be. When you guess, it's simply you try to figure something out. Like, what card do I have in my hand? And you try to guess if it's the ace of diamonds. Or do you think it will rain tomorrow? Well, you try to guess if the weather will be nice. And when you suppose something, you just kind of think it's, I suppose it would be good to wear a jacket today. I hope I answered that well. I'm not sure I did a very good job. Hasia says, hi, Bob. How to train speaking ability? Thanks. Well, the more you speak, the better you get at it. If you can hire someone, there's a link to a website called Preply below. If you can hire someone, that is very, very helpful. I highly recommend that you do that. Let me see here. Brent says, Bob would not like to be around me. As a drummer, I'm always tapping. Yeah, that would drive me crazy. And then, hi, Bob. Do you ever quit your job? I don't think I'm going to quit my job. I think, I think if anything, I will slowly retire. So as a teacher, especially as a high school teacher, you can teach less and less classes every year. So some people I work with are semi-retired. So they teach one class a day and they really enjoy it. I might do something like that. Brent says, thankfully, my family has gotten used to my tapping. Some of my coworkers hate it. Yes, it would drive me crazy, I think. Eugene says to Adi the Thai, when in Pattaya, Thailand, I will make dumplings for you. That would be great. And then Betty Lou, who's been a member for 12 months, says, Bob, thanks for your valuable advice. No problem. Hey, let's have a look at the river for a moment here. I just got to adjust my camera. There we go. And let me turn off members only chat for a minute here. And we'll let everybody chat again. As I do that, I do want to say thank you to all of my members. Thank you very much for being members. If you are interested in being a member, there is a join button below that you can click, which will give you all the information that you need. A couple of things that you'll get is you'll get a week at a glance every Monday, where I kind of tell you what I'm reading and doing. By the way, I didn't do one last week. Sorry about that. Where I tell you what I'm reading and doing, and I give you some links and pointers to things you can watch or things you can do to help with your English. You get an extra video on Wednesdays. You get your name in green during live lessons, and you get to participate in members only chat. So lots of fun, I think, if you are a member. And I do try to answer all member comments. I've been a little bit weak on that for the last week. Notice I used weak, 2 different words there. But I will get back to that. I do enjoy replying to members' comments. Let me find the next question. We actually have quite a few questions, but I don't think I'm going to get through all of them. Narisa says, hi, Bob. I wonder if that's possible for you to explain things related to insurance. Thanks. So that would be an entire video. I should do a video someday about, I've done a video about banking, but I think I should do a video about banking and insurance. That might be a good video to do. Let me write that down after this lesson, and I will think about doing it. Ralph says, am I green? Your name is green, Ralph, and you have a little crown right by your name. So it's very cool to see that you are definitely a member. Let's see here. So Abdillahi, hello, sir. I've been watching your videos more than 3 years now. My question is, how can I practice my speaking without a partner? Greetings from Somalia. Well, you can do a few things. You can read out loud. You can talk to yourself. You can describe your day out loud to yourself. You can have a pretend conversation where you play both parts of it. But there's really no replacement for having an English speaking partner. So I highly recommend that you hire one. Use Preply or iCambly or Cambly or italki. There are a lot of services where you can find an English speaking partner. I would do that. And I hope you're having a good day over there in Somalia. From Godi, hi Bob. When you were a little boy, did you like dinosaurs? I really love them. What do you think about it? I did. I thought dinosaurs were really cool. I have a nephew who really liked dinosaur toys, so we bought him a couple toys. And I'm trying to think of, I don't know if you've ever watched Peppa Pig, but Peppa's little brother George really has a toy dinosaur and really likes it. I usually watch Peppa Pig in French though with my class, so he calls it un dinosaure. Mon dinosaure. Mon or ma? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Next question is from Sony. Teacher Bob, one day I will come to Canada. Would you like to meet me? So I'm not interested in doing, I don't do one-to-one conversations. So having people come individually and meet me, that would get a little overwhelming, I think. But what I would do someday, I might have a meetup. I'm going to have to end the lesson early, I think, if my voice keeps doing this. I'd like to have a meetup someday. So I might have a meetup in Toronto, maybe in a year or two, where I just say, Bob the Canadian, me, I'll be here for a certain number of hours. If you happen to be in the city at that time, come to see me. So I might do that at some point. We'll see. I don't know. From Khaled, hello, Bob. What books would you recommend that can help us improve our English? So I always recommend that you read a lot and you read at your level. So you find novels, stories, where you can understand most of what you are reading. So hopefully you can find something that works for you. That's what I would say. And the news is good and other things as well. I'm going to skip the next one because it came through in the chat already. From Natalia. Hello, dear teacher. I would like to ask whether you know the Canadian pianist Glenn Gould. Thank you. So I remember watching a music variety show with my dad. Sorry, I think one of the things went in my eye. And I remember seeing Glenn Gould play the piano. He was amazing. It was very, very cool. It was a good memory I have from my childhood. Carolyn, hello, Bob. Would you please give some advice for adult language learners to improve their concentration ability? Thanks. So this is pretty common, especially for older learners. I find it best to do most of my French practice in the morning. If I try to have a conversation with my French friend later in the day, it's not as effective for me. It's very hard to do. So I would say if you can, if you're watching videos, I would do it when you're well rested, and maybe morning is the best time for that for you as well. Al Gore says, hi, Bob. Do they still say hit it off? Have you ever had that feeling? Thank you. Yeah, when I met Jen, we hit it off. When you hit it off with someone, it means it's very easy to have a conversation with them. This can be someone you meet and you're interested in them romantically. But it can also just be with a person you meet you become friends with. I just met someone the other day and we really hit it off. It means that you just really enjoyed talking to each other, and there's a chance that you might become friends. I've gone to teacher workshops where I've met other teachers and I have just enjoyed talking to them. We really hit it off. So it can be quite fun to get to know someone. Next question is from Leo. Let me just put River Cam up for a bit and have a sip of tea. Leo says, "Hi Bob, how are you? Could you please explain what's the difference between coursework and research in university degree terms? Thank you very much." So coursework is regular work you do every day for your course. I have a lot of coursework. I'm taking a biology class. I have a lot of coursework. Research is when you study something. So you might say, I'm doing a research project in biology. I'm studying how cells do something. I don't know enough about biology. But research would be actively doing something in the lab where you're studying something to be able to learn more about it. Nanny says, "I heard about immigration to Canada. Is there a lottery or something?" So I don't know all the details about immigrating to Canada, except that if you search for how to immigrate to Canada, you'll find a link to the Canadian government website where they have all the information for what you need to know. So it depends what country you're coming from. It depends on a lot of things. So go there, Nanny, and hopefully you can find some information about it. Sorry, my watch just buzzed there. From Tommy. "Hi Bob, I am from Japan. How English says when one have to do or says some things do not from their true will, but to please some people in high position." So sometimes people do something to appease someone. So maybe at work you want to appease your boss, and so you might work harder to make your boss happy. I think that's the word that you're looking for, to appease someone. Let's see here. Pedro Cheng. "Hi Bob, I'm thinking of buying a book to read, and when I can't watch your wonderful videos. I have never read a book in English. Can you recommend one for me? A big hug." I would recommend this. Find a book that you've read in your own language that you enjoyed and buy the English version of it. So if there's a book that you read in the last couple of years, or a book that you read that you just loved in your own language, find that same book in English and read that. I think that's a great strategy, and it's also very, very enjoyable. Lynn, "Hi, Teacher Bob. What is the opposite of slowpoke?" Thanks. We just say someone's speedy. Like, he's really speedy. Excuse me. So a speedy person is someone who does something very, very quickly. Let's see here. Someone says, Mubarak says, "I think you need a sip from Time Paper Warm Drink." I should have something more soothing to drink. From Ismail. "Hi, teacher. Can I use lady to replace madame in an official letter? Thank you." No. We usually say dear sir or madame, but usually you address letters now with "to whom it may concern." We usually don't actually write. If you know the person's name, you use their name. So dear Matt Damon. That's how I would start the letter. But if you don't know the person, instead of saying dear sir or madame, you would probably say "to whom it may concern." That would be how you would start the letter. Let's have a look here. Still no boats going by. You can see, though, that there's a chair, and behind the bush there's a picnic table, because we've been spending more time outside lately. Let's see here. From Khalif, "What is the difference between township and city?" So a township is just an area. A city is an actual highly populated place. So I live in a township. In the township, there are actually 3 or 4 towns. So it's just a geographic area. Whereas a city is like one actual place where either you're outside the city, and as you drive in, you are in the city, and you are in a very populated place. I guess that's the best way for me to describe it. I hope that makes sense. Next question from Sally. "What do you think about Ukraine?" My heart is very, very sad. I really just wish things would end. I wish things would go back to normal. I really feel bad for the people of Ukraine. And I just, I hope that everything can have a peaceful end soon. That's what I would say about that situation. It weighs heavy on my heart because a lot of my viewers are from that part of the world. So from Ed, hi Bob, would you please introduce the out-of-date words or outdate words? And what is the difference of should, would, and could? Which one is more polite? When you say that someone should do something, it means you strongly feel like they should do it. Like you want them to do it. You should go to school. You should drive the speed limit. Would is more of an option, right? Like, you know, if I was hungry, I would eat, but I don't really feel like eating now. So maybe I'll eat later. And could is just to be able to do something, you know. If I wanted to eat right now, I could eat right now. It means that I am able to. By the way, you need a much longer lesson to understand the difference between those three. More than I can do here, Ed, in this. Nancy, what would you recommend doing in Canada? As a tourist or as a job? If you were coming here as a tourist, I would recommend that you see the city of Ottawa and that you see Niagara Falls. Those are two really cool places to visit. If you're coming here to work, I recommend that you become a teacher. I like teachers. That's my biggest recommendation. Become a teacher or a professor. A professor is a teacher at a university. Let's see here. From Harry 300. What verb to describe someone being in a sitting position and they pull their body to move forward? I found shuffle, but it's pulling our feet, not body. Yeah, we would say, how would we describe that? So someone's sitting and they're scooching. I would say they're scooching along the floor. Let's look for a dictionary definition of that. Meaning of to scooch. I wonder if it's an informal word. To move a short distance while sitting by sliding and nudging yourself forward. The 8-year-old scooches over the floor. There you go. Excuse me. Next question and last question, and we will wrap this up. Victor says, what is the difference between keep up and keep on? Well, I'm going to keep up with you. If you went for a run, I'm going to try to keep up. That means I'm going to try and run the same speed as you. And then I'm going to keep on doing these lessons the first Saturday of every month. So the next one will be the first Saturday of July. So hopefully those two examples give you an understanding of the difference of the two. Okay. Hey, folks, that was the last question. Uh-oh, a few more have popped up. Let me do those quickly. Mazine says, hi, Bob. Do you think many students find it difficult to pronounce the S, especially at the end of the words? Thank you. Some do, but TH is definitely one of the harder things when you say this or that. When I listen to people who are learning English, that is the sound that I think people have the most difficulty with. Let's see here. From Lim. Bob, may I know, how do we use ought to do something versus should do something? I could not differentiate them very clearly. They are very similar. I say you ought to drive the speed limit or you should drive the speed limit. That has the same meaning for me. You ought to do this means that you really, 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 really should do it. Hey, let's go to Rivercam for a bit while I say thank you to everybody who has been watching. You guys are awesome, all 510 of you. If you are new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there. Thanks to Todd and Dave for moderating the chat. That is awesome. And I do want to say thank you to all of my members. Let me say bye to anyone who's saying bye right now. Bye to Al Gore, bye to Denis, bye to Yaroslav, bye to Lolly, bye to Audie the Thai, bye to Freddie Wolf, and everyone else who is here. Bye to Apple the Frog, bye to Brent, thanks for hanging out, and bye to Rod, the English teacher as well. Good to see you guys here. Bye, Anuan. It's getting a little breezy out here. You can see the trees are starting to move a little bit more. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy out here. I have a few things to do outside this afternoon. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. New video coming out Tuesday. I think you'll like it. And another live lesson next Friday. I'm not sure what the topic is yet, I might do part 2 of the lesson on words that go together. If you remember, a little over a month ago, I did a lesson on words that go together, and people gave many, many suggestions. Dave, the Canadian, recorded all of them, and so I'll do a lesson on that. But anyways, bye. Have a good day. Have fun. Do something enjoyable today if you can. Here's one last look at the river, and then I will shut this down. I can still talk, though. So bye, everyone. I didn't lose my voice, but I was a little worried during this lesson that I was maybe overdoing it. So I will rest my voice between now and Friday. Bye. Have a good day.